And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the Mighty 1090 studios with Mr. Robbie Gant from Shimano. We're going to be talking fishing. We're going to be talking Shimano. So you stay tuned to Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
The new Shimano Torium HG is here, and you'll be able to experience this fantastic reel now at your local Shimano dealer. The new Torium is up to 30% smaller than the previous generation, but still has the same line capacity. The smaller S compact body design and one-piece die-cast aluminum frame provides more rigidity and lighter weight. Torium now has EI surface treatment and is tested up to 700 times the corrosion resistance of past models. The new Shimano Torium HG is not only better on the outside, the inside is amazing, with a cross-carbon drag providing up to 24 pounds of drag pressure from a Star Drag reel. It has a sealed roller clutch and 6.2 to 1 brass gears. The machined aluminum handle has a larger knob to make it easy to crank in the big fish. The new lightweight aluminum spool gives you better casting and control. Available in 3 sizes, the Torium HG is the next evolution in compact, rigid, and powerful saltwater Star Drag reels. Get it now at your local Shimano dealers.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For over 20 years, AFCO has been known for its traditional fishing shorts. We now will also be known for our new line of next-generation fishing and board shorts. Our new M82 tactical fishing shorts feature quick-dry, high-tech, two-way stretch fabric, zipper fly, 6 functional pockets plus pliers pocket, sublimated camo print, and our DWR finish so your shorts don't get stained. Also new to the AFCO line are the M25 Stingray board shorts. The Stingray board shorts feature new, quick-dry, 4-way mind stretch fabric, modern zipper fly, 2 technical high-cargo pockets with inverted zippers, silicone printed draw cords, along with our DWR finish to repel stains. Both shorts are new to the AFCO line and come in a variety of colors and sizes. These technically advanced fishing and board shorts continue AFCO's long tradition of providing the world's finest fishing and board shorts. Check them out today at better shops everywhere.
My angler H2O. Like the mighty flounder, I will keep one eye on the pole and the other watching for rogue waves. I'll save water by taking shorter showers and enthusiastically celebrate Talk Like a Pirate Day. I will chat up the locals before launching in unfamiliar waters. And I will always, always wear my life jacket.
What's your H2O? Tell us at BoatCalifornia.com. The California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways reminds you to wear it, California.
The summer fishing season this year was nothing short of incredible, and everyone I talked to is expecting continued success well into the fall season. Your San Diego County Ford dealers are having a remarkable summer too, with no sign of slowing down. They continue to hook people up with a great selection of models that offer outstanding MPG and advanced technology, like the fun-to-drive Focus and the popular Fusion, available as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. Ford also has an impressive list of SUVs, like Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Well, no matter what you need, Ford has an SUV for you. And for serious fishermen that have boats to haul and gear to move, you can't beat the Ford F-150. It's not only stronger than ever, it's 700 pounds lighter, so it's faster and more efficient. Bottom line, Ford cars and trucks and SUVs are built for San Diego. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right, back from Ensenada after a great, successful trip down there with the Sport Fishing Association of California. It's good to be home, but, man, fun times down there and really great welcome reception down there by the Mexican fisheries people, the Mexican pork people, and the Hotel Corral and the whole deal. It was really, really good and very successful trip, and I'm told that we're making progress possible bluefin tuna.
Oh, right on, man.
We hope. Anyway, that's what those trips are all about, is just to further our relations with Mexico and show them that we really care about them and their fisheries and such like that. And I think we really achieved that. And a guy that's in the studio with us today is ready to pull on some bluefin tuna, I'll bet. Mr. Robbie Gant. Good morning, Robbie.
What up, Robbie?
Guys?
Pull on anything, right? Yellowfin, bluefin, marlin.
I'll take it all.
Wahoo.
Right, all of it.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Bring it, man. Hey, so what's going on at Shimano?
We always have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. The new Terramar rods that we just introduced this past summer have been just absolutely phenomenal.
Sick.
Awesome,
Absolutely
right?
sick.
I think we nailed that one.
Before you changed jobs at Shimano, you were responsible for creating those.
Yeah, that was my last one.
Your last project.
My last project.
The rod
was
good.
Yeah, thank you very, very much.
Yeah,
so I moved on to sales. I'm covering the 13 Western states now for Shimano. I'm not in product any longer. We're moving the company basically to South Carolina. And my roots are Southern California, and I didn't want to move.
Yeah.
So I stayed here, and they gave me the sales job, which I'm really, really grateful for, and just trying to make things happen.
You're making things happen, too.
So
it's really good. Yeah, you're just everybody that's associated with Shimano and the 13 Western states. Really great to have somebody like you that's been an insider. How long have you been with Shimano?
Well, 11 years inside, and I was a rep prior to that for about 8 years, so a long time.
A long time, and you know the product line, and you know what makes things work and what's good for anglers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Try to anyways.
Yeah.
On the tackle side of things, we were so stoked when we heard Robbie was going to be the guy, the guy that takes care of all the dealers out here. Like, there's just nobody better.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable and so good with the stuff. It's awesome.
No question about it. And so many different products that are just working for anglers, like the new Torium HG. What a reel that is.
Yeah, that thing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal for sure.
And it's basically become kind of the go-to reel for guys that don't want the top of the line, but they want a reel that is top of the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you take that, like with those Terramar rods we were just talking about, you have an incredible package with the Torium HG with one of the new Terramars. You can catch all the tunas you want, wahoos you want, basically anything. It's covers everything you need for Southern California.
It would be very true to say top-of-the-line performance out of a rod and reel that you're going to be spending less than $500 for.
Yeah. So the Terramars, again, a value type of rod that's no cheap rod. It's a top-of-the-line rod.
Yeah, it's got everything you would expect from Shimano. The blank itself has some very unique features to it. We used our TC4, which kind of Shimano's been known for, which is the T-glass with the carbon and then the 4-layer process. But what we did with the new Terramars is we put kind of an outer shield around it. Like when you see it, it almost looks like it's unsanded. Mm-hmm. And basically what that is it protects the fibers. It's part of the curing process where it's a tape, basically, that goes on the outside. So when you're on a party boat or any other boat, right, the rods fall over and they, hit the walls or the back of your truck or whatever, you can have little kind of micro breakage, I guess, within the rod. And that's where your rod will end up breaking over time. Well, it'll protect those fibers, so your rod's basically going to last a lot longer.
You've told the story on here a few times, and I've always enjoyed hearing it. And it's one of those, okay, yeah, it totally makes sense that when you break a rod, you didn't break the rod right then. Obviously that's when it completely came apart, but you, quote-unquote, broke that rod 6 months ago when you threw it down in the garage, and you did what all of us do, and it just hit a particular nick or chip, and then it just kind of works away, and then when the rod came apart, when you had that gnarly bend in it, that's when it failed.
Yes, right.
And
that's the wrong time.
Right, exactly. And then this process is basically just, it protects those little chips and fractures and things from happening.
Yes, absolutely.
That's rad.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So what's the setup for, let's say you've got a Torium HG 16, put 30-pound test on that, 30-pound, 50-pound Power Pro, 30-pound Top Shot, Seaguar fluorocarbon, or one of the Shimano wind-ons. What rod are you going to select for that?
Probably the 8-foot medium heavy, I think, is going to be ideal. That or the medium, just depending on what you're fishing for, and then bait. If it's a smaller bait, I like a little bit lighter rod, so the medium would be better for a smaller anchovy or a smaller sardine, just so you can get a little bit better cast. If you're obviously got bigger baits, bigger sardines, or you're catching bigger fish, the medium heavy would be the way to go.
Okay. Wow. Just the castability, the pulling power of that rod is just going to be...
Yeah, they're both going to pull, all you want it to pull. I just go back to, you got to get the bite first. And having a rod that'll cast just a little bit better is going to make all the difference in the world.
Yeah. No doubt. So now, being on a Shimano insider that you are, is there anything you can kind of clue us in on that's coming down the road for Shimano?
Actually, right now, there's nothing.
Nothing to talk about.
Nothing that I could talk about, yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something coming out.
That's the most BS answer I've ever heard out of you. I've known Robbie for a long time. To say that there's nothing coming is just...
he's right,
yeah,
we're not buying it.
We don't believe that
but
for
we
a
know
second.
that Shimano's a very innovative company.
Yeah.
Always something new and exciting coming along.
Yeah, always, for sure.
So what do you think? Okay, you've been out there plowing the water for marlin and tuna and wahoo and such like that. Here we've got our first northern storm of the year happening right now. What's going to happen? Is it going to change things?
I don't think so. That water's so warm and goes so far north, it is going to take several of these to make the water turn or come back down or phase out. There's 75-degree water up at the Channel Islands.
Yeah.
That's so far north, it's going to take a major blow to convert that water back over to cold. I think we're going to have it all year.
Yeah, it very well could be. And back again, jumping back into the fall and the winter, like last year, we were on the Cortez and Tanner Banks and all that tuna out there and yellowtail around. No reason why that should go away.
Right. I think I'm fingers crossed that yellow stays around. I mean, there's tonnage of it out there. If we have that winter fishery like we did this past winter, that was just absolutely incredible to be able to jump on your skiff, on a Sunday afternoon. Drive up to Box Canyon where I live and, go pull on 20 to 30 pound yellowtail all day long is pretty awesome.
So rad. Yeah. It's so rad.
Captain Tim Ekstrom, who went down on the Ensenada voyage with us yesterday, we were talking about it. It's like, how about a half-day boat going and catching a 40-pound yellowtail and then scooting outside and trolling up a wahoo? It's a reality today.
Yeah.
In October. It could happen.
Well, I feel sorry for all the new anglers that are getting into the sport.
Yeah.
They think this is normal where, we've been cutting our teeth for years catching, sand bass and calico bass and
right.
occasional barracuda, and these guys are spoiled right now.
Hey, hop on the Helena and get a double on wahoo.
Yeah, right.
Blue a little later on.
Yeah.
So cool.
So one thing that I get a lot of questions about are people that want to make a decision whether they want to go to Trinidad A or Torium HG. What's the difference between those two reels?
Primarily, it's framing. Trinidad is a cold forged frame, so basically it's just tighter tolerances. It's going to last longer. It's more precision, right? It's your Ferrari. Where Torium is a cast frame, so it doesn't have as tight of a tolerance, but it's still, I would consider a sports car. It's still a high-end reel. It has all the performance. It's the high-end guy, the Trinidad guy that has to have the best of the best. You're going to get the best free spool, the best drag, the best
smooth.
Right, everything that you would expect or that you'd want is going to come in Trinidad, and it's going to be there for a really long time. Where Torium, it's just a step down, right? Nothing's bad, but it's really hard. It's when you think about the kind of the amount of money that you're dropping on a reel, it's hard to beat a Torium. The thing is dynamite. The thing is awesome.
It's got the power.
Everything.
It's got the castability.
Absolutely.
The capacity, the whole thing.
Yep.
Now, I know Torium because I fish with them, and I know how powerful they are. Will you notice a difference in torque or power, whatever word you want to use for it, Trinidad versus Torium? So we got the same bend in the rod, and me and Robbie are pulling on the same 50-pound fish. Is it physically easier to turn the handle on Trinidad over Torium?
I don't think so. Not that I've ever felt. I just think it's longevity. Okay. I think, the Trinidad, while it's going to require more maintenance because it is, the sports car, there's more to it. But I don't think you would feel any major differences in between the two.
Okay. Wow. I love them. I just think that you guys hit the biggest home run with that Torium. It's a reel that all of us can afford and has drag pressure, torque, free spool, and smooth. In all the categories that you want something to be cool, that thing excels in all of them, and every single one you make is under $250. I think that was the biggest home run. I love it.
Durability and corrosion resistance too, which is a huge thing these days.
Oh yeah, we've come a long way there.
You had some stat that some part of the reel is 700 times more corrosion resistant than in the previous generation. They're just it's killer. It's a workhorse, and that's what I need too. I'm the type of guy that needs to have a garden hose down at very best to be my maintenance program. That's the
optimum.
Yes, optimum for me is they got hit by the garden hose before they got thrown back in the garage and thrown back in the truck. That's my maintenance program, and And those things just, although I'm sure that's not what's recommended for it, they take that and then get fished the next week and the next and the next, and they just never fail. I love them.
Well, that's what, being that we're fishermen and we know how we clean our reels, and that's what we tell our engineers back in Japan is, right. This is the program, right? We got guys like Ricky, right? They're lucky to get a little garden hose on them, so you got to make them that much better, So corrosion is obviously like the kryptonite to a fishing reel, and those are things that we key in on and always try to make better, right? How do we make these reels last longer? So like that EI coating that we put on there, it's like several 100% better than last generation, which is just unbelievable.
Pretty amazing. Now let's move to spinning reels, and you just came out with the Twin Power. While we're making comparisons, Stella, of course, the state-of-the-art spinning reel in the world, and Twin Power. Where's the comparison there? Yeah,
you're gonna stump me on that one. I know a lot about spinning reels, but when you're talking. Almost the same with the Torium, in Trinidad. Same kind of deal, right? It still has a lot of the key features that Stella has, which makes Stella awesome. It doesn't have all of those features.
All of that,
yeah. Stella being such the pinnacle, and it's been cool to watch the generation after generation after generation of Stella. Like, the technology's advanced so much, but, as you guys do, your engineers are so good at figuring out the things. Well, the Twin Power was the benefit of learning all that technology and, all of the trickle down. You basically take an extremely high-end reel and figure out how to manufacture that extremely high-end reel as inexpensively as possible. And, like I said, it's not a Stella, but, man, it's pretty
awesome.
Pretty close.
Pretty nice reel. Well, as you can hear, we have a lot to talk about. Rods and reels from Shimano, Power Pro line, and a lot more fishing, too.
Oh, man, and so much fishing to talk about today. Yeah, we're going to have a great time. So stoked to have Robbie in here. You want to talk about a mix of a guy that knows everything about the tackle and gets a chance to use it. We're going to have just an awesome show. Lots of great information, and we want you to be a part of it. Give us a call this morning on Let's Talk Hookup. If you want to get through, it's going to be a very busy morning. Every single phone line is full, but there's going to be plenty of shots to get you through today, and 2 numbers that you can do that. First is our local line. That's 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free, and that toll-free number is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only are we talking fishing, not only are we going to be having a great time with Robbie in here, boy, Robbie and the boys at Shimano have been super generous and gave us an awesome prize to give away at the end of the show today. And we talked about them already. That's one of those brand new West Coast Terramar rods, and it's just an awesome rod. It's a 90 MH, one of my absolute favorites.
That's such a good rod.
And they're so cool. The new handle section, the new guide train that you guys have put on them, just everything about that rod is absolutely awesome. And one lucky caller is going to get a chance to fish one of those brand new Terramar 90 MH, going to one lucky caller at the end of the show today. Again, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Get it all at Dana Landing in Mission Bay. It's truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing had you covered with several boats, including the new Blackjack, perfect for 2 to 4 anglers, and the Impulse that will carry up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, plus expert anglers on staff to help. They even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. The deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. When it comes to freshwater tackle, East County Bait and Tackle is the spot for a great day on the lake. The ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check DanaLanding.com for more details. You can catch more lobster and pull deeper with the Ace Line Hauler. It's faster so you can get those bugs in the boat. Now the Ace Line Hauler is better than ever with a Bulldog hands-free accessory. It pulls your hoops hands-free and even coils your line. If you're not yet on the Ace Line Hauler team, you must like sore arms. Get the Ace Line Hauler and make lobster and crab hooping more fun and productive at selected dealers or check acelinehauler.com.
Have you ever imagined casting a fly or a lure on one of the most beautiful and productive rivers in Alaska? At Katmai Lodge, you can catch up to all 5 species of Pacific salmon. The king, sockeye, chump, pink, and silver salmon, along with rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, Dolly Varden, and other native stream fish. When anglers dream of trophy salmon and trout, the Alagnak River is their destination, and Katmai Lodge is the premier base camp. Being the original river-based lodge on the Alagnak gives the facility a leg up on the competition. Both experienced and novice anglers have rated Katmai Lodge and its knowledgeable guides as the best of the best. Katmai Lodge is remote, yet offers all the amenities of a first-class lodge. During your Alaska visit, you'll see amazing wildlife, brown bears, caribou, eagles, moose, otters, and much more. Schedule a day trip on their private de Havilland Otter Float Plane and visit the world-famous Brooks Falls. Book online at katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326. That's katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326 for the fishing adventure of a lifetime.
Cast Tours is a family-owned and operated travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. For over 20 years, Cast Tours has been creating unique sport fishing and vacation trips. Whether it's a fishing trip, a family vacation, or an adventure, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Indeed. Want to welcome a brand new sponsor to Let's Talk Hookup. Really great people over there at Inland Boat Center. You probably heard the commercial announcement yesterday on the show. And boy, oh boy, what a great place. This place is gigantic. I mean, they've been around since in this current location for 2004. They've been in business since 1980, which you think about it in boat dealerships. They come and go a lot. 1980, they've been in business. And they have a great inventory. They have upholstery department, fiberglass gel coat, parts, accessories, 200 to 300 boats in inventory, of which 20 to 30 of them are Arimas and Defiance, which are amazing offshore boats, just phenomenal boats. So want to send you to their website and check it out. It's inlandboatcenter.com. It's on our links page, hookup1090.com. Go to our links page and do that. But welcome. We're glad to have them aboard. And check it out, because Defiance and Arima's available, both new and used, if you're looking for a boat. And certainly if there was ever a year, or even next year, too, that you need to have a small boat, this is it.
No doubt,
right
man.
Here. Hey, let's go to our good buddy Rick Jensen from Sport Fishing Financial. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Great.
What's up, Rick?
Hey, calling in from Palma City, Cortez. I got an early previous trip start down here before the tournament next week, so I'm standing looking out over the boat as we speak.
Wow, you're going to be down, I know, for our Let's Talk Hookup, 21st Annual Let's Talk Hookup Tournament on Thursday, which is going to be great. How's the fishing?
It's getting better, not quite as it is up there yet, but we're catching up pretty quick down here. Wahoo were there of a few different sizes, marlin, bigger tuna are starting to show up. The warmer water is having more effect on the inshore species, but you run out a little ways, and the good stuff is still there.
Yeah, so you're just going to hang out, or you're flying home and then going back again?
You know, this is the busiest time of the quarter for me. You know, right after the quarter, I've got a lot of work to do, so I've got about a week's worth of work to squeeze in for 3 days starting tomorrow, heading to the airport today. But we came down here with Souls for Souls, and they gave away 4,500 pairs of shoes to the villagers here, and it was quite a great event. It was more for that, and this was the time to do that, and not too bad to have to go down here and take care of that before our tournament next week. I'm really looking forward to that.
You had some rain there on Friday, Saturday, right?
More just yesterday. It did come down pretty good yesterday, and I was laughing. That was the day we gave out the shoes. It was great. It was cool, and we were in a covered soccer little stadium, and I laughed when the boats came back in, and I said they probably caught more fish than the rest of us did. And sure enough, when the rain and the wind came, the fishing picked up a little yesterday.
Very
So
good.
rad.
Well, I know Jack and Souls for Souls, it's a great cause, and they put a lot of shoes on a lot of people down there in the town of Los Barriles and surrounding community. So, Rick, we're looking forward to having you aboard for our Let's Talk Hookup 21st Annual Palmas de Cortez trip. Of course, reminder, we'll be broadcasting live next Saturday from Palmas de Cortez. Rick and I will be right there with Eddie and Chucky and the gang. And then next Sunday, we'll be live at Rancho Leonero with John Ireland. So that's going to be a fun time, and we'll look forward to seeing you down there on Thursday. Rick, safe travel back and forth.
Hey, one more question while I have you guys. I wanted to know if any of you guys know how many wahoo have been caught up there this year. I keep seeing the reports, and even down here, everybody's jealous of us up there.
I do. It's funny that you say that. Perfect time to bring it up, too. Steve Crook, our good buddy who always looking out for us anytime there's a regulation call that neither of us know. I always get an email from Steve. And yesterday he sent me a text message. Now, keep in mind, this is just for the commercial passenger vessels, so sport boats. Basically, all of the sport boats combined.
Doesn't count private boats.
Exactly, which we know is a lot of wahoo.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of private boat wahoo. So commercial passenger vessels this year already have 101 wahoo.
Whoa!
That's to this date right now. Now, last year, at this date last year, they had 3.
Wow.
And the quote-unquote wahoo season we had last year really was between October 10th and October 20th. So at this time last year we were at 3. This year they're at 101, and that is not including
probably double that.
I would think you're right. If not more. I mean, it's just crazy. So yeah, that was thanks to our good buddy Steve Crook. So
and they're catching wahoo down there too, Rick, huh?
Absolutely. We were looking at the boats and putting our wake on the boats when we caught one the other day. I mean, we had to run a bit to get to the tuna, and we circled around the tuna, and some nicer ones were there. But just rolling back in and had done some inshore fishing, rolled back in, and right outside the hotel here, we knocked down a couple as well.
Nice. Well, $750 to our group for the largest wahoo or dorado, and $750 for the largest tuna, courtesy of George Weir Asphalt and Statewide Stripes. Thank them for participating with the cash.
So rad.
Cash fun. Thanks, Rick. We'll see you at the airport on Thursday. Look forward to having you for our Palmas de Cortez trip down there.
All right. Well, hey, the phone lines are absolutely packed. I know everybody's excited to talk to Robbie. Why don't we start it off this morning with Mary Ann, who's calling us from Vermont. Mary Ann, you're a long ways away from home.
Actually, I live here, and I understand that Robbie is there this morning, and I wanted to get some advice.
All right.
I want to get a birthday gift of a rod and reel for my boyfriend.
What kind of fishing are we doing?
He fishes out of San Diego on fishing boats for yellowfish.
Okay.
Yellowtail and yellowfin.
I would go, I think, with what we were actually talking about earlier was, the Torium 20 with that Terramar 8-foot medium heavy 50-pound Power Pro with a 30-pound top shot. That will be a really nice combo for the fish that we have right now, but it's something that will always be in his arsenal forever. It's just a staple rod and reel combo. That's my suggestion.
Great, thanks.
All right, Mary Ann. Well, thanks for calling us from Vermont. Please join us again. Nice person to be able to find out exactly what the guy needs, right?
That's pretty cool.
Indeed. All right, that does free up. 877-792-1090, open right now.
All right, let's jump into it. Talk to John. He's called us from Mira Mesa this morning. Hi, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, John.
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. My question has already actually been covered when you talked first thing. So I was wondering, have you guys heard first couple of nights of hooping, how it's been, like last night or on opening night?
I'd say it's not been enough for I could get a general consensus of how well it's been, but just, in the world we live in, seeing the Facebook pictures from buddies and things like that. I mean, I've seen a lot of 5, 6s, and 7s for guys, so with obviously not much time to say one way or the other, I've definitely seen several shots of, more guys with a pile of bugs at the end of the night than not. So I would say certainly just on that side, it seems to be off to a good start.
Yeah, maybe we'll hear later on the show from our guru himself, Jim Salazar.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Give us kind of the lowdown there. So we'll see if we can get that information for you.
And since I forgot to turn the dinger off on my phone, I'm sure y'all heard that text message go off. And Steve Crook wanted to know that there were 4 more Wahoo added to that total from yesterday.
Wow.
So we're at 105 now.
105. All right. John, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Let's head south to a place that will be 1 week from today, broadcasting live. Gary Barnes-Webb is filling in for John Ireland right now from Rancho Leonero in Baja's East Cape. Buenos dias, Gary.
Buenos dias, guys. How you doing up there?
What's
Fishing's
up, Gary?
still so good?
Excellent. Yeah, how about there?
It's pretty good, We've just had another great week of fishing at the ranch. There was a little bit of weather around. I think it was associated with that storm Marty down south in the Pacific. We had a few bands of cloud come by, and it was very overcast yesterday and a few spots of rain. But pretty good conditions, nice and overcast. It was cool out on the boats. But fall is definitely on the way, It's cooler at night now. It's still pretty hot by day. The bait guys are still providing us with really good bait, live and dead sardines, as well as caballitos. There's still billfish around, good mix of blue, stripes, and sails. Best areas were La Rivera to Cabo Pulmo this week. A guy called Mark Gabbard from Phoenix boated about a 400-pounder, they estimated, on Friday. All the other boats managed stripes and sails. Pretty good fishing in the billfish department, but, as usual, you've got to target them. You can't just burn all your day fishing for other stuff and then just give it an hour. You've got to put your time in. The wahoo bite was really good this week. Mike Dix fishing on John's boat, El Jefe boat, at 3 on Wednesday and lost another 3. So they had a pretty good day on the wahoo. The Rapalas are still working best. Rapalas rigged with fluoro. Punta Colorado to the lighthouse is normally the hot area around here for wahoo. The tuna that we're biting off La Rivera for the last couple of months, that kind of stopped producing by midweek this week. There were other fish found, but Paz Frailes, slightly better fish in the 30-pound range. The trick there was to keep a good chum line going, keep the fish on the surface, and both live and dead sardines were working just fine. There were quite a lot of dorado around this week too. No big fish, all like really smallish fish, 15 was probably a biggish one. Schools kind of dotted around the East Cape. It was just if you were lucky if you ran into a school kind of and, pulled in your quota. Other fish, pargo, rainbow runners, yellowtail again. It's funny, we're getting yellowtail real deep down, about 300 feet. Pompano, roosterfish, amberjacks, and of course tons of triggers. All in all, pretty good fishing for this time of year, and, this is kind of the last gasp of the season, It's getting to the end right now. So anybody planning to come down, now's the time.
Yeah, it's such a great time. Well, how about this, Rick? Why don't you and I come down on Thursday? What do you think?
I'm good. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that's a great call.
Yeah.
This is a good idea.
Let's do that.
Yeah, and we'll be broadcasting live from Rancho Leonero 1 week from today, right now. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay, guys. Well, that's and if you want to get hold of us, our 800 number 646-2252, and of course go on our website www.rancholeonero.com.
All right. Thanks, Gary Barnes-Webb, for John Ireland, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Excellent. Take care, guys.
All right. Gary. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate that. Yamaha has a phenomenal deal right now. If you buy between now and November 18th, if you buy a new Yamaha, you get 6 years of warranty protection or up to $500 in dealer credit, depending on the motor you buy and the style you buy. But 6 years of your warranty protection. It's a special deal.
That's awesome, because I got a very good buddy that's buying a Yamaha between now and then.
There you go. I know that guy. Yeah, indeed. So if you're thinking about repower right now, if you're buying a new boat with a Yamaha outboard,
6 years.
6
Think about
years.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. It's on eligible 75 to 250 horsepower 4-stroke outboard. So check it out at your local Yamaha dealer. Let's go ahead and jump into the phone.
You got it, man. Phones are packed up. Roger in Fullerton, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Roger?
Hey, good morning, guys. Great show. My question's about the Talica. Has it ever undergone changes over the years, the two-speed?
No major changes. What we do have changes that basically you'll never see is if we can improve it. We do small little running changes, but nothing ever drastic. It was a product that we introduced. Boy, it's been probably 7 years now, and it's excuse me. It's just been just a great reel. but no major improvements. It's all like little tiny things.
Doesn't need it. It's such an amazing reel. I think I would say that for me, that's the best reel Shimano's ever made.
Yeah, the thing is,
so too.
Yeah, it's the versatility of it, the power, the size range. From the 8 all the way up to the 50, you can catch basically any fish in the ocean with the Talica.
Yeah, that 50 is such a powerhouse. You look a big fish on that thing, you just turn the handle.
It's awesome with the 50, and I've been privileged enough this past week to actually fish them locally, and thought I didn't think I was undergunned, but just to be able to go in your own backyard and have 50s in your spread is pretty awesome. I mean, we're so spoiled right now. It's unbelievable.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Hey, front cover of Western Outdoor News this week is that incredible 666 pound, 662 blue caught on a Talica 25, right? Yeah. Matt and his gang landed that fish on that 21-foot wellcraft on a Talica 25.
That was such a cool story that he told last week, too. That was just awesome. I loved hearing it. You could just tell just how stoked he and his buddy were for going out on their boat and catching that fish, and that was just awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed hearing that story. That was really fun.
Shows you the power of that reel, though.
Yeah.
And then double that up to the 50. Oh, my.
Yeah, power and capacity.
Yes.
Right? Capacity is king. I think when you're talking these big blue marlin, you got to have the line to be able to catch them. So, make sure you got them full of Power Pro just so you got plenty of line there to deal with those monsters.
Yeah. Talica did something that was probably the most revolutionary thing that they did was they got over the hump of, well, you either pick a star drag reel and have good casting, or you pick a lever drag reel and have 2-speed and big power. And that was, I would say one of the first reels that has the spool weight that is plenty appropriate, the very good free spool that's very appropriate, and a great casting reel. I mean, it's not just a good enough casting reel because it's a lever drag and a 2-speed. It's a very good casting reel that you just don't normally see in the world of lever drag 2-speed.
Right. Yeah. We set out when we started building Talica years ago. That was the primary focus. Was lever drags are known for not having great casting performance, and we talked to our engineers and said, here's the bait that we're dealing with, and we need to cast this a long way. So please make it happen. And we have geniuses over there, thank goodness, and love those guys because they make absolutely awesome product. And there you have Talica. I mean, you can cast, unbelievable distance with a small sardine and get the free spool, and it's like you said, like the spool weight is perfect, the castability is perfect, the drag. Just everything about Talica is awesome.
Go ahead, please.
And then you match that with a rod that you developed for the rail, the new Therese rail rod.
Right.
Two different styles, right?
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Yeah, and two guys in the room here with me helped me build those.
Yeah, and you did it right, Robbie. Man, those things are the bomb.
Yeah, they turned out awesome. They turned out state of the art everything. From the guide train down to the reel seat to the grip material to the grip length. I think when we were doing the field testing, I think was it Ricky? You went down and I noticed some scuff marks on the blank, and let's extend that foregrip a little bit longer because it wasn't long enough, So those are just the small details when you go into building, fishing rods. You got to, fine tune different things, So we already had a long foregrip, but it just wasn't long enough. So we added a couple more inches just to make sure you can, fight the fish, properly on the rail.
The thing I like so much about those new rail rods is the lift. Like that rod lifts very, very well. So you can imagine when the rod is on the rail and your hand is on the handle, and you can basically turn the handle because low gear you get so much torque, and you basically just turn a big heavy bend in the rod. So you imagine the front grip is on the railing, and you just turn this big heavy bend into the rod. When you stop turning, you can physically watch the rod. It wants to be straight so bad, and it lifts, and so it's doing a lot of the lifting for you, and that's what a good rod does. A really good fishing rod does the work for you, and that's exactly what those things do.
And at a price point that is
you're not
really
kidding,
for
man.
what it is, it's a bargain. I mean, it's way less than anything that's even comparable.
High-end rail rods, as crazy as you think, they're $500 now, or and the Therese is just way under that. It's awesome.
Yeah, and lighter weight.
Yeah, that was my next point.
Handle.
The weight of this thing when we built it, when we were working with the factory and building the rod, we never really talked about the weight. And just a byproduct of the materials that we use, it came out to be substantially lighter than everything else on the market, but still has the lifting power and the pulling power and all the key components. And it just turned out to be an awesome rod. So you take the TAC 50, which is already lighter in weight, I guess, for the size.
Quite a bit.
But, you take that and you take the new rod, you put them together and you've got something that you can legitimately fish all day long and not be fatigued at the end of the day.
Yep. Fish a sardine, fish a mackerel, fish whatever it is, and land a big fish.
Big fish.
Yeah. You have a 50 and 130-pound outfit that weighs less than what a traditional 80-pound fly line outfit would. Which, at the end of the day, fishing, big fish fishing, you're holding that gear all day long. It's not, it's different. It's not real quick in and out. I mean, you're soaking big baits and you're fishing a long time, sometimes waiting for that bite, and having the gear that's easy to fish with it's rad. I love that thing.
It's the right thing. The Talica 50 with the new Therese rail rod, you have it in a XH and a double XH, right?
Yes. So the double X was primarily built for the TAC 50, and the XH was for the 25. So
25. Okay.
So your 130 and your 80, 100, whatever you wanted to do on the top shots there.
There you go. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to check in with Catch Reports, more of your phone calls, tons of great stuff coming up. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Do you like to fish? Have you ever seen the Eastern Sierra in the fall? Bishop has long been a great place to trout fish and experience the beauty of California's magnificent mountains. The Southwest Council Federation of Fly Fishers will be hosting the only on-the-water fly fishing fair in the western United States Friday, October 16th through Sunday, October 18th. Even if you have never fly fished before, everybody's invited. Best of all, you are just minutes away from fishable waters. There will be an exciting array of 80 seminars, events, and classes for beginner and experienced anglers. You can learn about fly tying, casting, and specific on-stream techniques. Get a first-hand look at local hotspots in Bishop with some of the area's top guides. Entry is just $15 for all 3 days, and you can register online now and secure the events that appeal to you at southwestcouncilfff.org. It's fun for the whole family, so make plans now. October 16th to the 18th. Check the website for lodging information, southwestcouncilfff.org.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
It's time to talk about great products from Shimano, and while we've got the expert in here, let's talk about Hagane.
Yeah, Hagane is a new concept that we have within our spinning reels, which combines 3 key pieces: metal frame, X-ship, and then the cold forged drive gear. When we look at spinning reels, the one thing that always goes bad first is the drive gear. So we are experts at building gears. Shimano is the best at pounding metal into shapes it doesn't want to be in, and cold forging that gear makes it last a really long time. So X-ship, metal frame, and cold forged gear is Hagane.
Hagane, that's the new slogan for that combination.
Yes,
that
and
works.
You'll see that feature within Stella, Twin Power, Saragossa, Spheros, and many more reels to come.
High-end spinning reel, big fish, big power, and longevity.
Longevity, that's what you get with Hagane.
Yeah, that's it, and that's what you get with Shimano. Shimano, if you're going to go for a spinning reel, there's only one brand, and that is Shimano.
Lobster season's here. It's time to gear up with the best in the business, Promar, based out of SoCal. Promar knows lobster and makes everything you need to catch these tasty critters. The Promar guys are hardcore lobster fishermen and have all styles of hoop nets to commercial, grade rope, buoys, and baiting accessories. Visit Promar on Facebook or on the web at promarnets.com. If you've heard the advice Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance has given anglers over the past couple of years, you know there is much more to your boat insurance than just just a low rate? Well, Fifth Avenue Insurance can not only find you the lowest rates on your boat insurance, they also make sure the coverage you get meets all your needs. What if you had an accident with the boat and found out you didn't have proper coverage? Well, that just won't happen when you insure with Fifth Avenue Insurance. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Fifth Avenue Insurance, 619-640-3130, or check the number 5 THAVEINS.com.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
The best NFL coverage is right here.
Inside the pylon for a touchdown.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Hey, time for the catch report. Let's find out what's biting out there.
Today sponsored in part by Dana Landing on Mission Bay, your one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing. A complete saltwater tackle store. They've got a full deli. They've got a full tackle shop. They have trips and six-pack charters, including the brand-new Blackjack. And Massey runs such a beautiful ride there. That thing, brand-new lures, is such a cool boat and an awesome addition to the other great boats at Dana Landing. And when it comes to freshwater tackle, check out East County Bait and Tackle, full of all the freshwater tackle and live bait that you need for a great day in the lake. Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld, next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay, and East County Bait and Tackle. It's at the end of the 67 freeway at Maple View and Lakeside. Check out DanaLanding.com, and I got to tell you, I was really pumped waiting to hear this report because I know all the crazy stuff that's been going on up at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. What's up, Willie?
What is happening, guys? How are you in there this morning?
Doing great, man. Anxious to hear.
Holy cow, man.
Right?
Another one of those weeks. Yeah, geez, heck yeah, some stuff that hasn't ever happened at Dana Wharf. Another one of those weeks. You're just shaking your head in amazement. Sure.
What's next?
Jeez, right? Exactly. What can happen next? For sure. It's one of those deals. Yesterday, Captain Pika, that blue marlin on the Real Fun yesterday, first ever on that boat.
Yeah,
on
the
blue marlin
yeah,
on the Real
Say
Fun.
that again, on the Real Fun.
On the Real Fun, right? The oldest boat in the fleet, just nostalgic, boat there for sure, and it's just something cool to see. 340 pounds that fish went yesterday. Now, unfortunately, that fish came up, not looking too good. I didn't think it was pretty much dead when they got to the boat, unfortunately. So they took that fish, and, there's certainly not a piece of that fish went to waste. And then yesterday, Tommy on the Dana Pride, coming in from his, day out on the tuna grounds, he got tripled up on the wahoo. He actually lost two, took the jigs, and he actually got the first skinny on that boat. So just some cool stuff for those guys for sure yesterday. The charter boats, too, the Helena and the San Mateo, they had multiple wahoo in their accounts this week, too. So those guys just keep adding to their accounts. So it's just been phenomenal stuff on that front. And this tuna, it's been pretty much all associated out here with the kelp patty. We've all been out there looking, trying to find the right kelp. The good ones are certainly at a premium. The good kelps for sure. Not every kelp has had fish, and there's definitely no norm out there, so you're scanning all day long looking for that right one. And one small scrap kelp out there, that one could have the 20-ton school on it, and that big quality kelp that you can see for, 2.5, 3 miles through the gyros have nothing on it. So there's no standard by any means out there. But when you're on the good one out there, for sure, it's been phenomenal fishing. Not big, great fish by anyone's standards, but they're biting, and it's been some really fun fishing for us. So certainly the anchovy that our bait company has us stocked in has been the key to catching this fish, without a doubt. That stuff has really helped. Mixed in a few Dorado, a couple yellowtail out there, and it's made for some fantastic fall fishing. A little closer to home, guys, the half-day stuff has been really good as well. Just continued to roll for us. Real fun bonito fishing along just about any kelp line from above our harbor down through San Clemente. and that same anchovies had the bass clouded up real good behind the boat. Guys that can get their baits, kind of over the big cloud of the smaller fish, have been able to put a few nicer kelp bass in their bags to take home and whatnot. So a couple small yellowtail in the counts there, too, for the half-day stuff, but just another one of those weeks where you just kind of shake your head in amazement. It's just been phenomenal fishing for us.
What's next, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what is next?
Check
I have
it's
no idea.
October 4th, right?
Just a regular week at Dana Wharf, bunch of wahoo, blue marlin, no biggie. I mean, it's all good.
Seriously, you're shaking your head like, are we in Cabo, Lahaina? It's like, it's your deal for sure.
Next thing you know, Gundy's going to hang a stripe off the beach, right?
Seriously. Yep. Who knows? So we'll see what happens. We got this weather to work through today. I know the guys made it out this morning, a little bumpy and whatnot, but we'll see. Let this stuff spin through, and hopefully we have a good solid week on the water. So if you guys want to hop on a trip with us, by all means, call the landing, make your reservation. Still the best way to get on the boat. Call them. The number at the landing, 949-496-5794. Of course, you can check us out on the web at danawharf.com. And if you want to save a few bucks on one of these local trips, half-day trip, link us right through the Let's Talk Hookup webpage. That'll take you right over to our online booking, and you can enter that promo code, and they'll get you set up that way.
What a rad week of fishing, Will. Tell Pika from me congrats, and I know everybody here is stoked for him and all the boys there, Willie. Sounds like just an unreal week, and, man, I can't wait to hear what goes on next Sunday.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Pika. Sure, thanks, Willie, and then, like I said, congratulate Pika for us for sure. Appreciate it, Willie. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, guys. Have a good show.
See you, bro.
Scott Sherman. Good morning, Scott.
Morning, guys. Great show. Hey, two things real quick. I had my shot at the wahoo last week and lost them, so it was...
Oh, damn it.
Buddy, I'm telling you, we were out catching these little Dorado around this one kelp patty down by the 425, and then next thing you know, my buddy gets hooked up, and this giant wahoo jumps out of the water, pops his line. I get hooked up right after him, and we fought that fish for 20 minutes on my little tiny sea line reel. Almost got spooled twice. Chased that thing around, and then the 65 Spectre finally broke.
Should have had a Shimano. You would have enough line to get him.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. So you're sitting there catching all those little Dorados and stuff, and you're not thinking about the big guy come cruising through. And sure enough, we worked them hard, but it was to no avail.
Some of those wahoo are, pushing 60, 70, 80 pounds.
Crazy.
Oh,
so
the one I saw jump out of the water, when I first caught a glimpse, I thought it was a porpoise. It was so big.
Wow. They're here.
But it was one of those things. Hey, next question, too, is, in the casting contest, that new open-faced reel you guys have been using for the casting contest, what is that?
We've got
Torium HG.
Yeah, we've got a Tranks and a Torium HG would be the two conventional reels we have.
Okay, the Torium, then. That's the one. That thing was an amazing reel, so.
Well, that's what you need, then, Sherm.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I'm asking. I've been thinking about it. Ever since I've been casting that thing a couple times in the casting contest, I'm thinking, I'm not spending nearly as much time on the kayak, so maybe it's time to step up the gear a little bit and not worry about it getting beat up all the time.
Good idea. Nice having the mayor on yesterday and giving you nice kudos for all the great work that the mayor and you have been doing for fishermen in there. So keep it up.
Well, it's a good symbiotic relationship, buddy. Anytime I hear stuff about fishing, I run upstairs and talk to the mayor, and he's on it right away. And by the way, Mayor just got a nice new sport fishery. You got to come check it out sometime.
Wow, okay.
That's awesome.
We'll have to go do some field research.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I got to take him out and teach him how to fish.
There you go. Scott Sherman, Fifth Avenue Insurance. Thanks, Scott, and good going on the wahoo. Next time, put him on the boat. Get that Torium HG. Have a better chance.
Piece of wire. Come on, man.
Yeah, there you go. All right, surf guru Gundy Gunderson's on the line. Good morning, Gundy.
Hey, what's going on?
What do you think? Striped marlin and the surf? What do you think?
How many times you heard heartbreak stories right after I was just fishing for 15-pound Dorado, and
then
you gotta, you always, oh man, that'll break your heart.
Shit.
Hey, the fishing's been really good. Kind of an interesting thing in the surf here. The water's so warm, the sand crabs have just bailed, and what I gather is they've probably gone deep, so guys are seeing Corbina, they're seeing fish in the surf line, but that's not the best fishing. The best fishing's been outside the surf line, and that's kind of why we've been talking about the piers the last few weeks here. There was yellowtail bonita caught from Malibu. There was even a Oceanside pier, even a rumor of a Sierra caught off the Oceanside pier this week. That's what I understood. starting up north, Wiley's reported some rumors there, some larger sized perch on the Ventura Oxnard beaches. Last year, October, November, we saw the biggest fish of the year, and maybe that's going to play out again this year. I wouldn't say cool water up there, but maybe cooler water up there. We saw several 3-pound fish. Saturday's their first Uptown Derby, so those guys are perch specialists, so we'll see what's going on that big perch front. The best bet up here in the Malibu area was soaking squid in the rocky areas for a mixture of croaker, cabezon, sargo, grass, rockfish. Few striped bass in that Redondo area, 6 to 12-pound fish. The guys are fishing flash minnows, and there's also a mix of halibut in there. That's a good thing when you're throwing those hard jerkbaits. You're not just fishing for halibut. There's white sea bass. There's these yellowtail, so you're not really singling out one species. You're really going to catch just about anything. And an example of that here's off Newport. Catch 'em Tackle checked in a 20-pound white sea bass, and that was taken on an anchovy pattern flash minnow off Balboa. And then our good listener Snooky's been telling me about that Balboa Pier action, and they hooked a couple fish, 30 to 40-pound class yellowtail on the pier this week. And unfortunately, they lost both of them. Trying to land a fish of that size with the pier pilings and
30 to 40-pound yellow on a pier.
Yeah, that's a tough deal. And they've been seeing a lot of quality fish in there for a while. Your pier graph, your best bet at landing something like that would be a hoop net type setup, where you could lay that fish into that hoop net, something like that. But that's one of those things. You go in the surf throwing a flash minnow, you're not going to expect to hang something like that, but you're better to prepare on the heavy tackle side. So if you do, and that, that's one of the, I think that's one of the true keys of landing trophy fish is always having yourself prepared on the heavier side for that moment when you hang that special fish.
That is the best fishing advice, period. Not just the surf, but anywhere you go. That's good dope, Gundy.
All right.
Hard to do, but that's what makes the difference.
That's it. Thanks, Gundy. Great job as always, and we'll talk to you next Sunday when we'll be broadcasting live from the home of wonderful surf fishing Rancho Leonero.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Talk about a place.
All right, Gundy.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good week.
You too. All right. Let's jump into those jam-packed phones, Rick. They want to talk to Robbie.
All right. You got it. How about this time we talked to Tom. Tom's calling us from Temecula this morning. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, guys.
Tom.
Good morning.
And a wet morning it is up here. Robbie, I just got a brand new Torium, and I'm amazed at that reel, how that reel shrank from my original Torium 20, and just really anxious to use it. I have not used it yet. But my question is, I use your TLD 20s and 30s for trolling in my boat, and I've always been kind of hesitant to go to Power Pro on those reels, but how would I best set up the Power Pro on those reels? Because I tend to want to use a longer top shot on some of my reels over the Power Pro, but do I go to a really short top shot, or do I go to a longer top shot, or no top shot at all?
Great question. As far as setting up a TLD reel with Power Pro, definitely you can use Power Pro on that, on the 20 or the 30, 65 or 80 pound, use it as backing. As far as top shot goes, that's pretty much just a personal deal. Some guys go short, some guys like, 200 yards on top of it. It's just whatever makes you comfortable, when you're fishing. Personally, I use shorter leaders. I basically use just the Shimano wind-ons almost on everything, which is 25 feet. And, straight Power Pro gives me way more line than hopefully I'll ever need. But with the fish that are rolling around, you never know if you're going to have enough line. I would just go with, a 65 pound or 80 pound is your normal, kind of trolling setup. 65 would be a little bit more on the finesse side. But having that extra line capacity, it's going to be really hard to break even 65 pound. You got to put a lot of pressure on that. So I think you would be safe there, and you would still get ample amount of line on that 20 or that 30.
It's funny, Tom, I fish a very similar reel for my trollers. I have Tyrannos 2 speeds, and I have 20s. And I have them, with long top shots. My trolling reels, I always like a long top shot, plenty of belly in the line. But with this big fish that's around, we've been fishing bigger reels than normal, and our big blue marlin, we caught we were trolling 30s and 50s, and those are all set up for long range fishing. 100% full of hollow ace Power Pro, and we fish a 15 or a 25 foot top shot of heavy fluorocarbon. Well, that's just I don't have the luxury of having big reels for trolling and big reels for tuna fish. That's all we got. And, our big blue marlin was caught with a super short top shot, and that reel performed awesome. And when you did hook a big fish, takes a lot of line. It sure was nice knowing that thing was just jugged full of hollow ace, and we knew line capacity was never going to be an issue. So I've always been a long top shot troller, but, man, there was no disadvantage of having just that little 25-foot, fluorocarbon wind on.
There you go. Hey, thanks a lot for the call. Here's a good buddy, Benny Florentino. Good morning, Benny.
What's up, Benny?
Hey, good morning, guys. Robbie.
Good morning.
Ricky.
How you doing?
I just wanted to call, with Robbie being on the show and the new Terramars that have been out, a lot of my guests on the boat have been fishing those exclusively, especially with the fantastic yellowtail fishing. I know the offshore scene has really been spectacular with the wahoo fishing. We've had wahoo caught 7 miles out of the Angel's Gate on the 150, and you're talking 8 miles from the beach.
So rad.
But we're still catching yellowtail. We had a fantastic day yesterday fishing the 90, the 90 MH Terramar, the 90H, and even the 86H exclusively with Tranks and the new Torium 20. 20 matched up on the 90H. And, on these surface iron rods, we're fishing the new 80 Max Quattro, 16-pound diameter, where you can get almost 300 yards on a Tranks 500 HG. And, a lot of my guests that aren't too proficient at throwing the surface iron, I tell you, the ease of that line coming off the reel and the ease of the Tranks and the lightweight new Terramars have just been just awesome. And I tell you, we have brand new Terramar owners that leave the boat every day we fish. But, besides the yellowtail fishing, I know I'm a bass head, but, the calico bass fishing has just been spectacular also, local and at the islands. And, we have a pretty good deal where we can stop on a kelp patty and maybe squelch out a few Dorado or even tuna going to and back from the island. So I know that tuna fishing, that marlin fishing, and that wahoo fishing has been absolutely spectacular offshore. But, there's other things to do if you can't get out on a full day, three-quarter day, whatever it may be. I'm still running day trips, half-day trips for that yellowtail calico bass special at fishcoastalcharters.com.
And you get to fish all the new Shimano gear, and I agree with you on that Max Quattro with the Tranks for a surface iron. It's such a perfect combination.
Oh, man. Just the fact that you have 80-pound inner reel, that you have full confidence when you're pulling on a 25 to 30-pound yellowtail on a surface iron. Just awesome. So great job on the rods, Robbie, and you guys enjoy the rest of your show. Again, if anybody wants to check out my latest reports, www.fishcoastalcharters.com. Guys, have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Benny.
Thanks, Benny. I'll be calling you soon to book that Clemente trip here in November.
All right, Peter. It'll be on a new boat. It'll be on a 25-foot Ranger, powered with a new 350 Mercury. I'll be getting it here in the next week.
Nice. Wow. All right.
Rocket
Zooming
ship.
over there. All right. Thanks, Benny. Great to hear from you.
You guys.
Talk about the
Benny.
ultimate Shimano Pro.
He is awesome. He is
Florentino.
such a great guy to have on our team.
Yeah.
We're just so grateful to have Benny, out there promoting the gear, fishing the gear, and with those rods, he's given me the credit, but realistically, he was the one that was telling me, what was needed for his market. This is the techniques that I do. These are the rods that I need, and we just built them to his spec.
Perfect.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great info. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup, Mighty 1090.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest. What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at Rapala.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Aztecs.
He's gone. Touchdown, Aztecs.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Information is the key to success, and inside information is even better. When it comes to fishing, inside information is critical, and that's what FishDope.com delivers. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and save fuel. FishDope.com is the only SST service with a satellite oceanographic PhD on board. The only fish finding service with a spotter plane. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com boasts the largest code group anywhere, covering sport boats, commercial boats, and private boaters. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. What I'm telling you is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, good luck. Membership costs less than 40 gallons of gas for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, stay tuned for the special code to save $20 on a FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Fisherman's Landing has been the choice of sport fishing anglers for decades, with the largest fleet of long-range boats worldwide, complemented by Southern California's finest charter and open party fleet. From a half-day trip on the Dolphin to overnight trips or a long-range adventure, you can count on Fisherman's Landing to deliver the best. Check the website for all that is going on or call Fisherman's Landing at 619-221-8500. Book now at fishermanslanding.com.
The summer fishing season this year was nothing short of incredible, and everyone I talked to is expecting continued success well into the fall season. Your San Diego County Ford dealers are having a remarkable summer too, with no sign of slowing down. They continue to hook people up with a great selection of models that offer outstanding MPG and advanced technology, like the fun-to-drive Focus and the popular Fusion, available as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. Ford also has an impressive list of SUVs, like Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Well, no matter what you need, Ford has an SUV for you. And for serious fishermen that have boats to haul and gear to move, you can't beat the Ford F-150. It's not only stronger than ever, it's 700 pounds lighter, so it's faster and more efficient. Bottom line, Ford cars and trucks and SUVs are built for San Diego. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.